welcome to another episode of True Confessions with Mike. This is a really early morning episode. Um, it's been really hot here in Texas, and I kind of suffered a little heat exhaustion or something. I'm suspicious that it might have been a West Nile virus sort of thing, also. Um, I think both the dog and I got the same thing because I felt like I couldn't eat, and it was just hot and sweaty, so I was probably feverish, didn't know it, and kind of dehydrated. So yeah, it's dangerous for a lot of people right now. Out there, if you don't have a lot of water, and I'm working outside and having a lot of water, and being able to go inside the air conditioner, so. Ooh, can't imagine what it's like for those several million people who came across the border illegally, got no place to go or be right now. Where are they in this heat and this weather? They came up through Texas. They probably been surviving it down there in Central America, South America. Same way they're surviving in it now. Just out and open, wherever and whenever. Yeah, they're not all getting hotel rooms in New York City. That's for sure. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. I mean, I wait and I know the message comes to me and I just have to wait for it. But all of what this series is about, in case you've been following it, or in case you haven't, is that this is about delivering the message of God's eternal truth. Now, simply put, God's eternal truth is an anti pagan ideology. Honestly, it is anti-pagan in the sense that God's eternal truth doctrine teaches against religions that are based on paganism, and we consider them to be cults. So all religions that have pagan ideologies are basically cults. They're religions, really, God's eternal truth is not a religion at all. It is just what it is. It's God's eternal truth. Bam. That's it. There's no religion and there's no church to go to. Nothing like that. It's not like there's someone to go and give money to and or sweep up afterwards and all that. No, nothing like that. It just is what it is, right? What I'm saying, God's eternal truth is the message from God that says, "Hey, look, you humans, this is it. This is the one. This is the message you've been waiting for. This is the one. Set us straight. God's only one. He's eternal. Bam. Jesus was not God. A man never becomes God. God is the Holy Spirit. Because Jesus was right about that. But nobody understood what he was trying to say because they're all a bunch of pagans who wanted to worship a man as though he were God. That's what paganism is. Paganism is a belief where you worship a man as though that man were God. Now you can run around and say Jesus was God all you want. The rest of us are going to like, yeah, right. That's paganism. Because he was a dude, man. He walked on earth, bled and died, and they killed him. regardless of the whole resurrection thing, he was still a human being. There are different ways to spin the resurrection concept. I guarantee you, it's scientifically and medically possible, right? But that doesn't mean he was God. I mean, God did that. Not he did that. You got to make an understanding about the difference between what resurrection was. Jesus didn't resurrect anybody. The fake Holy Bible makes you think that's what happened, but he didn't resurrect anybody. That whole Lazarus story is nonsense, made up, right? The truth is that Jesus was resurrected by God. Yeah, by the holy power of God. God sent his angels to minister to him when he was in the tomb, and they resurrected him. Now, there might be some other confusion about what I mean when I say that, Jesus was a man, and that, you know, as a man, as a man, there's a high possibility that he would have had children too. That he would have taken a wife and gotten married and had children. It's a very good possibility. Now, there's a lot of speculation about it all, but I have really no doubt that Jesus probably did have a child, and that child has had other children, and that DNA is spread throughout all the world, really. Because from that time, the conquest of for the next 500-600 years, the DNA of Jesus Christ spread all throughout the region, and even into Europe. You know, so there really is no substantiation of any records to show that Jesus was completely celibate for his entire life. And based upon the knowledge of ordinary culture for Galileans, by the estimated age when he began his ministry, that estimated age in the early 30s, by then he would have had a wife. You know, maybe even children already too. Had an occupation, job. So, but of course, the pagans don't want you to know that, to have any common sense about it. And they say, well, what did he do? Did he do this? Why didn't he do it? Oh, well, the book doesn't say so. If it's not in the book, we can't say so. But it is what we say because we say so. That's what the Catholic Church does, by the way. It's what we say because we say so. It's what we say here. That's what the Catholic Church is. If you didn't know what that song was about, that's what the song is about. That's what they is about church and those fake religions of Christianity. It's what we say here. It's what we say here. And they're a bunch of morons. That's what I say here. I'm telling you. Because they're a bunch of pagans. They worship a man as though he were a god. Jesus Christ wasn't God. He was just a man. He was a prophet. He delivered the message of truth about everlasting life and true faith in one God and belief in the Holy Spirit. Because the Holy Spirit is God. And it's all throughout the universe. It's like it's not just some kind of mist floating above the water out in the middle of the night. That's not the Holy Spirit. But that's what pagans thought it was. And that's what pagans want you to think it is. Oh, it's a blanket. It's the comforter. It just moves through you, makes you feel good. It's the Holy Spirit. There's a conscience. There's a consciousness to it. The Holy Spirit has a consciousness. It's a being. It's not just a feeling or this wispy way, wisp of morning fog above the pond. That's not the Holy Spirit. And it's not a feeling. It is a consciousness. It is the consciousness of God that is able to, you know, communicate with us through our own consciousness because God has that ability. People, all the time say, well, I believe the Lord wants me to do this or that. There are a lot of people out there who understand what I'm saying. But, you know, it's the same people who think Jesus was God. What are you confused about? You just told me you thought, you understood what the Holy Spirit was. That the Holy Spirit is like with you all the time and can communicate with you and help you do what you need to do in life and help you stay safe and give you good advice, right? Okay, so if that's God, where does Jesus figure into that? Jesus was just some guy who died a long time ago. Okay, yeah, I live in the flight path of DFW. They don't let me forget it sometimes. So, but yeah, the long time ago, he died, and his spirit left because his body was toast, right? He came back just long enough to make sure his disciples knew that they had seen what they saw. They would carry on with the message and teach it, and more people would come to know, and they did. But then the pagan Romans got a hold of it all, rewrote it in the way they wanted it to say, and destroyed the originals. So you got to go by what the Holy Spirit tells you now, because all of that stuff in those books are lies. So I'm telling you, that's what this message is about. This is the true confession of it all. If you aren't paying attention to what the Holy Spirit is telling you should do in your life, then you're not doing the right thing. Because I know that God is going to tell you, look, Jesus Christ was a man. He was not God. But what you also got to understand is this. Now, the Spirit of Jesus Christ was made eternal. And the Spirit of Jesus Christ, his consciousness, everything that we know he represented, what we believed his message was, that continues to exist within the Holy Spirit. And so do so many other, in addition to Jesus, there are also many other consciousness of great and good people that continue to exist within God's Holy Spirit. They when they die, their spirits have to go somewhere, right? It's like I've been trying to tell you. You either go whoop, oh, that was a bad one, or you go whoo, that was a good one. Which are you gonna be? You gonna go around killing people? Oh well, yeah, whoo, that was a bad one there. Are you going around telling people, "Hey, have a nice day"? Whew, that was a good one. Yeah. Sometimes it's just that simple. Really. You don't got to go to church and give money or do all that other nonsense to be the good one. You don't have to do any of that. You just be who you are. Allow God to be with you and guide you to do the right thing. And doing the right thing is like, hey neighbor, hey, how's it going? Yeah, man, you're right. Yeah, it's a good day. Have a good one. Yeah. Because whoo, there was a bad one. Goes, I'm gonna get my gun, I'm gonna kill him. What do you say? Forget about it, man. Wow, yeah, get it on the body, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Just forget about it, man. I don't know what it means either. Forget about it, man. Just forget about it, man. I don't know what it means either. Just forget about it, man. I don't know what it means either. That's what I say. Yeah, just forget about it, man. I don't know what it means either. Forget about it, man. I don't know what it means either. Well, forget about it, man. I don't know what it means either. That's what I say. When people step on my feet. Forget about it, man. I don't know what it means either. Don't step on my feet. Just forget about it, man. I don't know what it means either. I don't know what he said. Yeah. Life is not so groovy if you're not following around with the goodness of the Holy Spirit guiding you to do the right thing in life. I'm saying we're not perfect. I mean, we make mistakes. We're not robots walking around doing the Holy Spirit program. No, it doesn't work like that either. There's the people who think that, oh, once you get the Holy Spirit, you're a Holy Spirit robot. What? Well, that's what they teach you in Catholicism school. Once you're a Catholic, you become a Catholic robot. Eat bread and wine as flesh and blood. Eat bread and wine as flesh and blood. We are Catholics. We worship Satan, but nobody knows. We tell them we worship Jesus Christ. He was a man. It's the same thing, dumbasses.